Hey, I'm Ron Drotos from keyboardimprov.com, and welcome to our journey through the real book number 222, Lush Life, Billy Strayhorn's great classic tune. As with all the piano lessons in this series, as we're going through the real book one by one, we're diving deeper into these tunes, getting under the skin of these jazz standards in a way to help us learn them from a way of understanding, the culture, the musical scene that produced them, how it relates to other parts of jazz, other genres, other tunes, and something about the composer, if we can. Billy Strayhorn was most closely associated with Duke Ellington. They collaborated on many compositions. He was originally brought into Ellington's band as a lyricist, and then soon started writing arrangements for the vocalists, and then they eventually collaborated, and often finishing one another's compositions. Someone would write half, Ellington would write half the tune and say, "Oh, I don't have time to finish it. Strayhorn, can you finish it?" And he would finish it. There's a lot written about them. Duke Ellington wrote a moving tribute to Strayhorn in his book, Music is My Mistress. There's a great biography of Strayhorn. There's a book of musical analysis. If you're interested in this stuff, and to really start distinguishing when Ellington wrote something and when Strayhorn did, because they did have different styles, but they complemented each other. And when Strayhorn was playing piano, which he did with the Ellington band, especially in the recording studios, and when he arranged for Ellington, he kind of molded his style to be under the umbrella of Ellington's style, so that people would mistakenly think it was Ellington on the recordings when it was really Strayhorn. But Strayhorn had more of a classical touch, more classical training, a softer touch, and a really beautiful way of playing. If you want to hear a great album, it's called The Peaceful Side of Billy Strayhorn, and it's him doing his own thing, not under the Ellington umbrella. It was recorded in Paris, a city he loved, and it's a wonderful album. It has very unusual versions of Take the A Train and Lush Life on it, which is a real treat to hear. So it's called The Peaceful Side of Billy Strayhorn, highly recommended. Lush Life was written by Strayhorn, and it was a very personal piece for him. If I remember right from reading about it, he didn't really want it sort of out in the world. And when Nat King Cole came out with a huge hit on the song, I think it was a mixed blessing for Strayhorn. He obviously made a lot of money on royalties, but at the same time, his most personal song that he was just doing himself, like at parties and for friends, was out there for everybody to hear. And there was certain aspects of the Nat King Cole version that he didn't like, so it was a sort of throwing salt in the wound, like, okay, I'm doing your song and I'm changing it all here and there. So I'm going to give you a couple of different chords to play, and then I'll talk about my approach to this. So basically, I have a transcription of this that was published in a magazine called Sheet Music Magazine years ago. I'm not going to put it on YouTube because it's not, it was a published version. I didn't do the transcription, but I'll tell you some of the chords. This is a transcription of Strayhorn's own arrangement. There's some other differences, but basically this is very good. But in the fourth line down, when it says F minor 7, F minor 6, F minor 7, F minor 6, keep the first F minor 7th, and then just in pencil above the F minor 6, put G minor 7th. And then for the next chord, next measure, it's F minor over A flat bass. And then the next one is B flat minor 7 flat 5. So instead of this, which does sound good, it's this. That's what Strayhorn played. That's what he wrote. That's what he wanted. So I think we can pick and choose. People play this since it's in the real book, and there's other versions. And then on the next line, the fifth line down, we're going to keep the first three chords, F minor 6, F minor 7th. And then the fourth one, instead of F minor 6, it's C7 flat 9, and I guess flat 13 as well. So it'll be then C7 flat 9 flat 13. Beautiful. And all the other chords are good. When we get to the very end, the fifth measure, 5 measures from the end, instead of C flat major 7, which is B, Strayhorn actually played minor. Instead of a major 7, he played a minor 9. and then just B flat 13 instead of the F minor to B flat. So it goes B flat minor 9. More evocative that way. And then B flat 13. And then as written. Now for these, he did E flat, not major, this is 2 from the end. Instead of major 7, it's just an add 2 chord. E add 2. Instead of the major 7. I think the E add 2 is better. And then he made this one E flat 6 9. D13, G9. The last measure is a little different. He has D major 9 instead of the E flat, it's the 1 chord. D major 9. And then instead of D7, Strayhorn played, it's basically an A flat in the left hand, and the right hand plays G flat, B, which is the 7th and 3rd of a minor chord, and then E on top. So it's technically A flat minor 7 sharp 5 instead of, they both sound good, 2 5 2 flat 2 1, or Strayhorn's, it's like a 4th voicing, a quartal voicing. So again, from the last 7 chords are E add 9, E flat 6 9, D13, G9, D flat major 9, A flat minor 7 sharp 5 or flat 6, and then D flat major 7. I put a 9th in there too. So there you go. So you can do either one, you know, at this point in history. People change tunes, but these are Strayhorns and they're really beautiful. I'm going to start this out by kind of putting myself under that Ellingtonia umbrella. Ellington loved big chords with, you know, like in fifths, and with some seconds in there. Big bell-like sounds, the extreme registers. So I'm going to use some of those voicings, and he also liked to go kind of frilly stuff, and like cymbal splashing or something. And then also both Strayhorn and, well, Strayhorn certainly, and sometimes Ellington, Ellington a lot too, they did like unusual introductions, out-of-the-box intros, and Strayhorn particularly like going up in thirds sometimes. So I think I'm going to do like a D flat major, going to F major, going to maybe A, see where it takes me, maybe A major, so go up in major thirds, D flat, F, A, and then slide down to A flat, which is the 5 chord in D flat. So D flat major 7, F major 7, A major 7, or add 9 in this case, and then A flat, maybe sus, A flat 7. Something in there, we'll see where it takes me. Lush Life was really beloved by people around Ellington and that whole generation, the jazz world of the 50s and even the 60s. I remember visiting my old teacher, Hale Smith, who had briefly met Ellington and was in that sort of that scene a little bit. He wasn't right in Duke's scene, but he was certainly around at that time. And I remember visiting him once, and his wife asked me, she said, "Can you play Lush Life for me?" You know, it was the first song she asked for, so I sat down and played it. Here we go. The other thing about this tune is to improvise or not to improvise. That is the question. This is considered a complete song. It has a long verse out front. The real song itself, the chorus part, starts at the bottom of the first page. And it really has a dramatic arc. And I know there are some famous versions that improvise on it, Coltrane's among them, but I prefer not to. You know, just let it be. It's an art song. It's an art song, like a Schubert song, or something that just has a beginning, middle, and end, and it has a complete musical arc. You can improvise if you like, and it works, but for me, it's complete without it. So I'm gonna play it more like maybe Strayhorn envisioned it. Can you hear my phone ringing? Let's see. Seems to have stopped. I just heard it ringing at the end. I'm not sure if it came out over the mic, but that's life. Telephones ring. But we keep going with our music. Lush Life. Unbelievable song. It is in D flat. Takes a while to get used to it, but you know, watch the beginning of this video again if you want to get those alternate changes that are from Strayhorn's own writing. And that's what he wrote. Sometimes, you know, all fake books have changes, and musicians play things differently over the years. I'm sure Strayhorn himself played some standards with different changes than the composers were intending. So that's our, prerogative as jazz musicians, but it's nice to know what they actually wrote so then we can make an informed choice. We're not just playing changes just because it's in the real book or somebody showed us, right? We get changes from a variety of sources and pick what we want. So thanks for being here. This is one of my favorite songs, so thanks for watching. I hope it inspires you to dig deeper into the tune, or if you've been playing for years, give you some fresh perspectives. Next week we will check out the next lesson, Mahjong, Wayne Shorter, something totally different. So that's what's great about going through this series too. You never know what's going to come up next. Two great composers, Strayhorn and Wayne Shorter. Good luck with your own playing. If you're interested in playing piano with more joy and less stress, check out my video course below or sign up for my newsletter, whatever you can do to help yourself and how I can help you. Love to do that. And as always, the most important thing, enjoy every step of the journey and let the music flow.